The High Council chamber of the Xylar Empire was larger than any human city. The ceiling was made of living crystal. It glowed with soft blue light. Around the room, tall alien leaders sat on floating thrones. Their armor shined with gold and silver. Their eyes burned with pride. The Xylar Empire had defeated 12 worlds in 10 years. Entire civilizations had bowed before them. Some had fought bravely. Some had begged. All had fallen. Now only Earth remained. The galaxy waited to see what humanity would do. The Xylar expected Earth to send old generals with medals on their chests. They expected loud commanders who would speak of honor and strategy. They expected proud war heroes who would try to negotiate or threaten. Instead, one small human ship entered their space. No fleet followed it. No warships guarded it. No banners showed Earth's symbol. It moved quietly and requested permission to land. The Alien Council found it amusing. "Humans must already fear us," one minister said. "They send only a messenger," another replied. The ship docked at the capital station. Security scans searched it from top to bottom. No heavy weapons, no hidden armies, no advanced shield systems, just 5 life signs. The chamber doors opened. 5 humans walked inside. They moved slowly and calmly. Their steps echoed across the crystal floor. They did not look around in fear. They did not show anger. They wore simple black military uniforms. No medals decorated their chests. No rank symbols showed their status. No flags marked their nation. No weapons were visible. Their faces were cold and still. The Alien Council leader leaned forward on his throne. His long claws tapped the armrest. His voice filled the chamber. "Humans," he said with a low laugh, "where are your generals?" The chamber filled with soft alien laughter. The tallest human stepped forward. He did not bow. He did not salute. He simply looked at the council leader. His voice was calm, almost quiet. Earth did not send generals. The laughter slowly stopped. The alien leader narrowed his glowing eyes. "Then who are you?" he demanded. The human did not raise his voice. "They sent us." Silence fell across the chamber. The air felt heavier. Some alien guards shifted their weapons slightly, not because they were ordered to, but because something felt wrong. The 5 humans stood still. Their breathing was slow. Their eyes moved carefully across the room, studying every exit, every guard, every leader. They were not impressed by the golden armor. They were not afraid of the empire that conquered 12 worlds. The Alien Council leader forced another laugh. "You send 5 soldiers to face an empire?" The tallest human answered softly. "We are not here to face your empire." A pause. "We are here to measure it." The words were simple, but they carried weight. For the first time, the Alien Council felt something they had not felt in years: uncertainty. They believed they were speaking to officers, to negotiators, to representatives. They did not yet understand. They were not speaking to leaders. They were speaking to executioners. The alien empire believed it was a trick. After the 5 humans left the High Council chamber, the room filled with angry voices. Some ministers demanded their arrest. Others wanted to destroy the human ship immediately. But the Emperor raised his hand. "Scan them," he ordered. "Find the hidden weapons." Advanced scanners surrounded the human vessel. Deep scans searched for secret technology. Heat sensors looked for hidden power sources. Bioscans checked their bodies for cybernetic upgrades. The results came back quickly. No enhanced bones, no artificial organs, no combat implants, no hidden plasma weapons, no heavy armor stored on the ship. Just 5 human soldiers.
The alien council laughed again. "So this is Earth's great response. 5 unarmed soldiers?" one general mocked. The Emperor leaned back in his throne. "They are either foolish or very confident." The next morning, the humans were brought back into the chamber. The Emperor spoke first. "You stand before the strongest empire in this sector. You will surrender your colonies and accept our rule." The tallest human listened without emotion. When the Emperor finished, the human spoke calmly. "You have 24 hours to withdraw from all human colonies." The chamber exploded with laughter. Several alien guards raised their weapons, insulted by the words. The Emperor's eyes glowed bright red. "You threaten us?" he asked. The human did not move. "It is not a threat, it is a warning." The 5 humans turned and walked out again. No fear, no anger, no rush, just quiet footsteps. The alien council felt insulted. The Emperor ordered the war fleets to prepare for a full invasion of the nearest human colony. "We will show them what power looks like," he said. That night, the Empire continued as usual. Trade ships traveled between systems. Military fleets held their positions. Communication relays connected hundreds of worlds. Then, at 0213 station time, the first outpost went silent. Outpost Theta 9, located near human space, stopped transmitting. No distress signal, no explosion, no warning, just silence. Technicians believed it was a system failure. Then, an hour later, Outpost Gamma 12 went dark. Again, no distress signal. The Council grew uneasy. Surveillance drones were sent to investigate Theta 9. The drones arrived and transmitted live images back to the capital. The station floated in space, intact, no visible damage. Lights were still on inside, but there were no life signs. Every alien soldier stationed there had vanished. No blood, no destroyed walls, no burned circuits, just empty corridors. Then another outpost fell silent, and another, and another. By morning, 7 military communication stations had gone dark. Panic slowly spread across the empire. "How is this possible?" one minister whispered. The Emperor stared at the tactical map. Red dots, one by one, disappeared from the display. There had been no fleet movement from Earth, no detected attack ships, no large energy weapons fired, just silence spreading like a shadow. Far away, in deep space, 5 small signals moved quietly between systems. The alien empire still believed it was a coincidence. They still believed it was a trick. They did not understand. The 24-hour warning had already begun.
Panic spread through the alien empire. At first, the council tried to hide it. They told the public that the missing outposts were only technical failures. They said repairs were already in progress. But the truth was darker. Entire fleets began to lose contact. A battle group of 20 warships near the human border stopped responding. Their signals disappeared at the same time. No distress call, no explosion detected, no energy spikes. Rescue ships were sent immediately. When they arrived, they found the fleet drifting in space. All ships were intact. No burn marks, no broken hulls, no damage to engines or weapons. The lights were still on, but inside there was nothing. No bodies, no blood, no signs of struggle. Weapons were still in racks, command chairs were empty, food trays were half-finished on tables. It looked like the crews had simply vanished. Fear entered the hearts of the alien commanders. More fleets reported strange problems. Internal sensors went offline for a few seconds. Cameras flickered. Doors unlocked by themselves. Then silence. One captain managed to send a partial transmission before his ship went dark. The footage reached the capital. The council watched it in shock. The camera showed a hallway inside an alien warship. 2 armed guards stood at their posts.
Everything looked normal. Then the lights flickered. For half a second, the screen went black. When the image returned, one guard was on the floor, unconscious. The other was being lowered quietly by a human figure in black uniform. The human moved with perfect control. No wasted motion, no loud sounds. Another camera showed something even stranger. A locked security door opened before the alarm system activated. No explosion, no forced entry. It simply unlocked. A shadow passed through the doorway. Then the feed ended. More footage came from other ships, humans moving through corridors like ghosts. Elite alien warriors trained for decades were defeated in seconds. Some were disarmed before they could fire. Others were taken down before they even understood what was happening. There was no large battle, no dramatic explosions, just small, precise actions. Command bridges were cleared quietly, communication systems were disabled, engines were shut down from inside. The alien empire had prepared for war, but this did not feel like war. This felt like surgery. One senior alien captain, who had survived by hiding inside a maintenance shaft, gave a shaken report to the council. His voice trembled. "They are not attacking our ships," he whispered. "They are removing them." He paused, trying to understand what he had seen. "They are not fighting wars." He swallowed hard. "They are ending them." The council chamber fell silent. The Emperor stared at the map again. More red lights disappeared from the display. Entire fleets were being erased without a single open battle. Now the truth became clear. Earth did not send generals. Generals plan campaigns. Generals command armies. Generals negotiate surrender. But this was not a campaign. There were no front lines, no speeches, no grand battles. This was something else. This was precise, cold, controlled. The alien empire finally understood. Earth had not declared war. This was not a war. It was a correction. Fear turned to anger inside the alien capital. The Emperor could no longer deny the truth. His fleets were disappearing. His commanders were silent. His empire, once proud and loud, now felt hunted. So he chose the only option he understood: total war. He ordered the largest fleet ever assembled in their history to move toward Earth. Thousands of warships left the capital system, massive carriers, heavy destroyers, long-range artillery ships. Their engines burned like small suns as they jumped into hyperspace. The Emperor believed one thing: overwhelming force would crush humanity. He said, "They hide in shadows. We will drag them into the light." Days later, the alien fleet arrived at the edge of the Sol system. What they saw shocked them. Earth was not unprepared. A human defense fleet was already waiting. Hundreds of human ships formed a perfect formation between the alien fleet and the blue planet behind them. Earth floated in the distance, calm, bright, alive. In the center of the human fleet stood a single command ship. Inside its bridge, 5 figures stood silently. The same 5 humans, but now they wore full combat armor. Dark plates covered their bodies, no bright decorations, no bright colors. Their armor looked simple but strong. Their helmets rested under their arms. Their faces were calm. The tallest human stood at the center of the bridge. He looked at the alien fleet filling the stars. An open transmission request came from the alien flagship. The human accepted it. The Emperor appeared on the main screen. "You could have surrendered. Now your world will burn." The human leader spoke in a steady voice. "You had your chance." There was no anger in his tone, no emotion, just finality. The transmission ended. Seconds later, the battle began. The alien fleet fired first. Bright beams of energy rushed toward the human lines, but the human ships moved as if they already knew where the shots would land. Precise shifts, small adjustments, clean movements. Then the human fleet returned fire. They did not target random ships, they targeted command vessels. Alien flagships exploded one by one. Communication relays were destroyed within minutes. Carrier ships lost power after precise strikes to their reactors. No chaos, no wild shooting. Every human shot had purpose. Alien formations began to break apart. Without command ships, coordination failed. Confusion spread through their ranks. Human fighters moved like sharp blades through gaps in the alien lines. They disabled engines, destroyed weapon systems, and left ships powerless. The alien empire had greater numbers, but numbers meant nothing without control. Inside the alien flagship, alarms screamed. Reports flooded the bridge. "We lost the Eastern Command. Main carrier destroyed. Communication failure across 3 sectors." The Emperor watched his massive fleet collapse on the tactical display. Red icons vanished rapidly. For the first time in his rule, he felt true fear. This was not a desperate defense. This was controlled destruction. Within hours, the largest fleet in the sector was broken. Surviving alien ships began to retreat. Some surrendered, others drifted powerless in space. The human fleet did not chase wildly. They simply secured the battlefield, calm, organized, exact. On the human command deck, the 5 executioners stood silently as the final alien flagship exploded in distant light. The strongest empire in the sector had come to conquer Earth. Instead, they had been measured and found lacking.
The war ended faster than anyone expected. The alien fleets that once filled the stars were now broken. Some ships drifted without power. Others retreated toward distant systems, damaged and afraid. For the first time in generations, the Xylar Empire was silent. Inside their capital chamber, the surviving council members gathered again. But this time, there was no laughter, no pride, no shining armor. Their golden thrones felt smaller. An emergency transmission was sent to Earth. They asked for peace. On the human command ship, the 5 executioners stood together on the bridge. Earth was safe behind them. The fleet waited quietly. The transmission connected. The alien emperor looked older now. His voice had lost its strength. "We request negotiations," he said slowly. "This conflict has gone far enough." The tallest human stepped forward. "This conflict ended the moment you ignored the warning," he replied calmly. The emperor lowered his head slightly. "We withdraw from all human colonies," he said slowly. "We accept your borders. We accept your terms." There was a long pause. Then one of the alien council members asked the question that had burned in their minds since the beginning. "Why," he said carefully, "did Earth not send its generals?" The human leader studied the chamber on his screen. "Generals fight wars," he answered. He stepped closer to the display. His voice did not rise, it remained steady. "We prevent them." The alien council listened in silence. "When your fleets burned our colonies," the human continued, "you believed it was strategy. You believed it was power." He paused. "But when children die, when cities fall, Earth does not send diplomats." His eyes hardened. "Earth does not send speeches." Another quiet moment passed. "We send the ones who finish things." The meaning was clear. The 5 humans on the bridge were not politicians. They were not commanders seeking glory. They were the final answer. The emperor nodded slowly. The peace agreement was signed that same day. Alien forces began full withdrawal from every captured human world. Prisoners were released. Borders were restored. Across the galaxy, news spread quickly.
The empire that conquered 12 worlds had been stopped, not by a massive invasion, not by endless war, but by 5 humans in black uniforms. In the final scene, the 5 executioners stood together at the front observation deck of their ship. Through the wide glass, alien fleets could be seen retreating into hyperspace, their engines fading like distant stars. They did not celebrate. They did not smile. Their mission was complete. Far across the galaxy, whispers began to travel between systems, a new warning, a new truth. If Earth sends generals, you may still negotiate. But if they send the executioners, it is already over.